Okay, come to a comfortable seated position, cross-legged or on your knees, and take a moment to think about how you're sitting and really sit up straight from the lower back. So you can just experiment here, maybe even exaggerating it a little bit, like tilt the pelvis forward so that you can really get that lumbar curve. But then don't keep it exaggerated, but find that position where you've got a little bit of engagement tilting forward from the lower back. And then as soon as you do that, you're going to need to switch your lower abdominals on a little bit to support it. So drawing that belly button in towards the spine, lifting the chest straight up. So you're not pushing your chest forward, but rather just imagine someone's got hold of your sternum and lifts it up, allowing the shoulders to come down and back really broad across the chest, and just resting your hands on your legs. And close your eyes or gaze at a single point on the floor and just take a moment to settle into your body, into this moment. So letting your day, your week so far, just letting that go. And also letting any expectations about the next hour, letting them go as well. And just checking in with what's happening right now. So feeling any areas of contact between your body and the floor, feeling your feet and your shins if you're kneeling, resting on the floor, and feeling the sitting bones resting on the floor or a cushion or on your heels. And noticing what it feels like to have that weighted contact, gravity doing its thing and holding you on the earth. And then just doing a quick body scan, perhaps starting at the feet and working your way up the body, just feeling into any areas of tension or pain, any areas of ease. There's something that Sam Harris says in the meditation app that I use when he's telling you to feel your body, that we don't actually feel the shape of hands or legs or feet. We just have the concept of those in our mind. We just feel a kind of cloud of sensation where we know the different bits of our body is. So just kind of tune into that, feel how around the area of the hands you've got the different sensations between where the hands are touching your legs and the tops of the hands are touching the air. And then let's take 3 deep, intentional breaths together. So as you inhale, breathing right down into the belly, using the diaphragm, and exhale, feel the sitting bones dropping down into the earth once more. Inhale, breathe wide into the sides and the back of the rib cage. And exhale, allow the shoulder blades to release down and back. And one more time, inhale, right from the bottom, diaphragm, all the way out to the sides and the back, right up to the top of the lungs. And then exhale, let it go. And let's begin. So opening your eyes now, interlace your hands in front of you, draw the belly to the spine, take a breath in, and moving on the exhale, push the palms away. Don't be in a rush to get to the next stage. Maybe just stay here for a moment and feel into this position. So still stabilizing the torso, belly in. You lift the chest a little bit more, draw the shoulders back, and then take another breath in, and again on the exhale, moving slowly, mindfully, finding that movement in the shoulder sockets. And perhaps only kind of coming so far in your first breath, and maybe finding a little bit more in your next breath. And then once you've found your maximum range without going into a back bend, you're going to lift the arms up, lengthening the sides of the torso using the arms, still drawing that belly in. And then squeeze your upper arms towards your ears, and then pull your wrists away from each other as if you're trying to pull them apart, but without letting it happen. Feel that engagement in the arms and the shoulders. See if you can lift up a little bit more, lengthening the sides of the body. And then slowly, mindfully coming out just as we went in. And release the hands. And if you're in a cross-legged position, you can release your legs. If you're kneeling and you're happy, stay where you are. And then cross the legs the other way. Which always feels a bit less natural. Again, tilting the pelvis forward slightly, draw the belly in, lift the chest, and roll the shoulders down and back. Relax your hands gently on your knees, rising up through the crown of the head. And then interlace the hands the other way, so whichever way you literally did. Switch your grip, take a breath in, and breathing out, push the hands away. Again, belly in and up, stabilize the whole torso, draw the shoulders back a little bit. Take another in-breath, and as you breathe out, slowly moving the arms in the shoulder sockets, really stabilizing the whole torso. Perhaps going up a little bit easier this time, as it's the second time we've done this. And then once you've found your full extension, lift up as much as you can. Squeeze your inner arms together and draw the wrists away. Really lengthening the sides of the torso. And then slowly, mindfully release the hands and release the legs. And let's come up to standing. Okay, stand yourself ready for Tadasana, the mountain pose, and bring your awareness down into your feet, feeling the contact between the soles of the feet and the floor. And ground down through the heel of your right foot, lift the ball of the foot up, stretch it forwards, and then bring the toes down. Ground down through the heel of the left foot, pick the ball of the foot up, stretch it forwards, spreading the surface area of your foot, and then bring the toes down. And then keep the balls of the feet down and just lift up all the toes and see how you can feel that sense of lift of the inner arch of the foot. And then let's just one toe at a time, bring the toes down and up again. We go the other way, a bit more difficult. And just see if you can articulate through the toes, feeling the sensations in the midfoot. Maybe wake those toes up. And then keep that lift in the inner arch of the foot and just bring all the toes down. Bring your body weight back slightly so that your hips are stacked directly over your heels. Engage the quadriceps, so lifting the kneecaps up, draw the belly in, lift the front points of the pelvis up a little bit. Lift the chest, shoulders down and back, and extend the fingers down towards the floor. And breathing here, lifting up all through the center of the body, lifting those arches of the feet, lifting the kneecaps, lifting the front of the pelvis, lifting the chest, rising up through the crown of the head. And then drawing down the shoulder blades, the fingertips, allowing the heels to ground down into the floor. And then really stabilize the torso, isolating the movement in the shoulders. We'll go forwards today, so start to bring the arms up, keep the shoulders down and back as you come all the way up, palms facing in towards each other, really squeezing those abs. And then once you've got your maximum range, lift up out of the waist, arms can come to the ears. Lengthening the spine as much as possible. And then we'll take it into a very slight back bend. So really squeeze your glutes, push your hips forwards a little bit, lift up out of the waist slightly, and then just trace your fingertips a little bit back across the ceiling. So this is not extreme at all, but you should feel that it's quite a lot of work. So my fingertips have probably only gone back 6 inches or so. Really think about lifting before you go back. Lift the chest more, lift your heart more, lift the fingers more. See if you can get another centimetre back. And then return to neutral and bring the arms down. Bring your hands to your hips and bend your knees. Step or hop to a wide stride for the second warrior pose. 2 heels in one line, outside edges of the feet parallel, body weight back, kneecaps lifted, lift the front of your pelvis. Inhale, outstretch the arms, in line with the shoulders, hands spreading wide. Turn your left foot in and your right foot out all the way. Inside edge of the right foot parallel with the mat, or even a little bit more. So not this, but this, or even a little bit more, just to really get that external rotation. 4 corners of the torso still facing the front. Push the left heel down, engage this left quadricep, keep it active. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, bend your right knee, resisting back with this back foot. So really keeping body in the center, this arm reaching strongly that way, this leg pushing down into the floor. Have a look down at your right knee, check it's not falling in, push it over to the little toe side of the foot, so you should be able to see your big toe beyond your knee. Finally, turn your head to look along your right arm and gazing at a single point. Draw your belly in and up, lift the chest, again that sense of just the sternum lifting straight up. And see if you can really extend across the back, so keeping the upper back broad, not drawing the shoulder blades together, but spreading them apart. Take the mind to the back foot again, so really push that heel down, keep the quadricep engaged, and with that backward action, see if you can sit down a little bit more. Keep the breath flowing. And then bring the gaze to the front, straighten your right leg, turn your foot around, and rest your arms for a moment, or don't if you want the challenge. Reset your feet, check you've still got 2 heels in one line, outside edges of the feet parallel, body weight back, engage your quadriceps, belly in, chest lifted, outstretch the arms, turn the right foot in slightly and the left foot out all the way, left leg facing to the side, torso facing to the front. Mind in the back foot, push the heel down, engage the quadricep, inhale, lift the chest, keep the mind in the back foot, keep working this way as you slowly sit down. Have a look at your knee, push it out to the little toe side of the foot, check you can see your big toe, belly in, chest lifted, and turn your head to look along your left arm. So really drawing that belly in towards the spine, lift the sternum, Extend both the chest and the upper back, finding that equal stretch, either sides of the torso. Mind to the back foot again, push the heel down, lift the arch up more, engage the quadricep more. See if you can sit down a little bit more. Check your torsos staying in the center so your spine is still going directly up from your hips. You're not leaning over your front leg. So imagine someone's drawing the crown of your head up as you sit down one more time. And then bring your gaze to the front. Straighten your left leg, turn the feet round, and step or hop back to mountain pose. Spread your toes, body weight back, lift your chest, roll the shoulders down and back, and breathe. Inhale, rising up through the crown of the head, and exhale, drawing the shoulders down and back. Okay, step or hop to a wide stride for triangle pose. Turn the left foot in and the right foot out. Hello latecomer, welcome. I don't mind if you're late. Fully rotate the right leg again, and again we've got this leg facing to the side, 4 corners of the torso still facing to the front. Back leg active, push the heel down, engage the quadricep. Inhale, outstretch the arms, and exhale, lengthen out to the right. Really focus on lengthening this right side of your body, so you're not curling down, lengthening out, and then just bring the arm down. So see how my underside of my torso is still long here, I'm not rounding down. Then take the top arm up in line, draw both shoulders down away from your ears, and you can keep the gaze forward with your head in line with the spine, or you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Draw the belly in, both legs are really active here, so lift those kneecaps up. And you can either be resting this bottom hand on the shin or the leg, wherever you are, or you can bring the hand in front and just rest it to challenge your core a little bit more. Extend those that top arm up. And if you want to challenge yourself even more, draw that belly to the spine and bring the arms up in line with the ears. Extend the fingers away. Keep the breath flowing. And then coming back up to center. Turn your right foot round, rest your arms a moment. Reset your feet, hands on hips, elbows back. We'll go to the other side. So turn your right foot in slightly, left foot out all the way. Leg fully rotated that way, torso still facing the front. Draw the belly in, inhale, outstretch the arms, and then we're going to extend, keeping that left side of the body nice and long. Really reach out, imagine you're trying to grab something over there before you allow the arm to come down. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and then either gazing forward with the head in line with the spine, or you can look up to your top hand. If you're looking up, it's good to think about bringing the chin a little bit closer to the shoulder rather than allowing the chin to drop back. And really active through your legs, so push the right heel down, especially both quadriceps really active, belly in. Taking the weight off of the bottom hand if you like. And then if you want to challenge even more, we bring those arms up in line with the ears, really draw that belly in, see if you can still keep that length on the right side of your body. I mean left side, both sides, keep the length in both sides. And then come back to center, turn your feet round, and step or hop back to mountain pose. Spread your toes, body weight back, chest lifted, and roll the shoulders down. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, shoulders down and back. Okay, hands on hips. We're going to do Warrior 1 into 3 again. So we're going to go to a bit of a less wide stride, medium stride, and turn our body all the way to the side. So let's draw the elbows back, really open the front of the body, active through the legs first. So engage the quadriceps, lift the front of the pelvis up, squeeze the glutes. Then we're going to pick up the left toes and turn them in, pick up the left heel and turn it out. Find that 45-degree angle, push that heel down already, start to feel that stretch down the back of the calf, and then turn the right foot out all the way. Hips turning all the way to the side this time. Squeeze your inner thighs together and squeeze that, oh, what's wrong with my left and rights today? Left, squeeze your left glute, pushing the tailbone down, lifting the front of the pelvis up to find that length in the lower back. So that left leg really, really active. Push the heel down, push the quadricep back, squeezing your inner thighs together, belly in, lift your chest, and take the arms up in line with the ears, palms facing in. Again, find that extension in the torso, so lift up out of the waist. Squeeze the back heel down one more time before you slowly start to bend your front knee, really keeping that back foot, that back leg super active, resisting back, keeping the heel firmly pushed down and the quadriceps super, super active. Once you've found your kind of maximum bend with your front knee, you're going to squeeze those inner thighs together again, squeeze your left glute again. Lift up out of the waist one more time. And then if you wish, you can take it into a back bend, or you can hold it here. If you're going into a back bend like we did in Tadasana and mountain pose, lift up first, really try and lift your arms, lift your chest, and then gently start to trace the fingertips back along the ceiling. Thinking up more than back, so every time you find another centimetre or so back, lift up again, lift your heart. See if you can bend your front knee a little bit more. And then bring your spine to neutral. Take a moment to reset here, so squeezing the lower abdominals in, squeeze those inner thighs together. Then gaze at a single point in front of you, start to lean your body forward, belly to spine, transferring the weight to your front leg. Lift your back leg up and bring the front of your body down. If you need to grab hold of something here, or bring your hands onto your hips as well, that can make it a little bit easier. If you're bringing the hands onto the hips, you can draw the elbows back to keep the chest open. Turning the left toe down towards the floor, trying to square the hips with the floor. See if you can bring your front body down a little bit more. And then gazing at a single point, belly to spine, slowly, slowly bring the back foot down. Find your warrior one, straighten your front leg, turn to the front, and bring the arms down. Hands on hips, reset your feet, check you've still got two heels in one line, and we'll go to the other side. So pick up the right toes and turn them in, pick up the heel and turn it out, and then turn the left foot out all the way. Hips all the way to the side, so squeeze your inner thighs together, really active now through this right glute, so push the tailbone down, really active with that whole right leg. Push the heel down, engage the quadricep, draw the low belly in, inhale, lift the arms up in line with the ears, lengthen up out of the waist, really imagine you're hanging from the ceiling. How much length can you get in your torso? Mind in the back foot again, push that heel down as you bend your front knee. Resisting back as much as possible with your back leg. And then once you've found your maximum bend without losing the contact with the back heel, you're going to squeeze those inner thighs together again, bringing that right hip forwards a little bit more, squeeze the right glute. And then we can take it, if you wish, into a back bend, or just hold it here, lifting up out of the waist, really reach up, up, up with the fingertips, and then start to trace them back along the ceiling very slowly. Keep that right glute engaged, squeezing it forwards, working the toe of the ball of the big toe joint of the left foot, really pushing down into the floor to help with your balance. And then come back to neutral. Reset a little bit, probably bring your right hip forwards again. Gaze at a single point. Belly to spine, and start to lengthen the body forwards over the front leg. Transfer the weight. Lift your right leg up. And again, you can bring your hands onto your hips if that's easier, or you can use the support of a wall or something nearby. Trying to turn your right hip down towards the floor, squaring the hips with the floor, turning the toes down. Lift the leg up a little more, bring the body down a little more, belly to spine, lengthening the torso. And then slowly tilting back, finding your warrior one, something like it. Straighten your front leg, turn the feet round, bring the arms down, and come back to mountain pose. Spread the toes, body weight back, chest lifted, roll the shoulders down and back, and breathe. Okay, step your feet to hip distance. We're going to do those kind of half forward bend deadlift type things. So if you've done them with me before, feel free to go straight into it. Otherwise, what we're going to be doing is either with the arms up above the head or the hands on the hips and the elbows drawing back. You're going to be inhaling, lifting up out of the waist, exhaling, coming down as far as you can without rounding the spine. So none of this, only this. You might only be here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And if you want, you can keep your hands up. So, haven't already gone into it, we're going together. Push the heels down, engage the quadriceps, belly in, chest lifted. Take the arms up above your head or on your hips with your elbows drawing back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, coming forward as far as you can without rounding. Inhaling up, squeezing the glutes at the top, and exhaling forward. And doing this with the rhythm of your own breath. So you might be going faster or slower than me. I'm not doing it with the rhythm of my own breath because I'm talking, so I don't know what the rhythm of my own breath is, but you can do it whatever pace feels good to you. Legs stay completely straight throughout, so those kneecaps are lifted. I'm really squeezing the glutes at the top of the movement, drawing the belly towards the spine throughout. And as you come forwards, really imagine you're lengthening your torso forwards. So trying to reach your chest, your sternum a little bit further away. And then everyone bring the hands to the hips if you haven't got it already, and we're going to hold it at the down position. So one more time, inhale, lift up, and then exhale, coming forwards as far as you can without rounding. We're just going to hold it here for a little bit. So see if you can get a sense of being able to find a little bit of a pelvic tilt here, so either tilting the pelvis forwards or back, and just noticing what that feels like. And then finding that forward position. So you're trying to turn your tailbone up towards the ceiling to take the stretch into the back of the legs. Really activate through the glutes, not the glutes, the quadriceps, and draw the belly in towards the spine. Imagine you're trying to get your lowest rib a little bit further forward, really lengthening your front body here, drawing those elbows back, keeping the chest nice and open, and keeping the breath flowing. So you should be in a little bit of a back bend here, if anything. Okay, and then bend your knees and allow your stomach to come down over your thighs. So bending your knees as much as you need to find that contact between the upper body and the lower body. Relax the head, maybe give it a little shake and a nod, drawing the crown of the head down towards the floor. And then take hold of your big toes with your 2 fingers and thumb. And keeping that contact between the stomach and the thighs, so you really might be squatting down a lot here if you're very tight in the hamstrings. Just see if you can lift your hips up a little bit more, finding the stretch in the back of the legs. And then with your elbows, draw your elbows forwards. So you're trying to find a bit more length in the front of the body again here. Are you using the elbows? Okay, bend your knees again, fingertips on the floor. Bring your gaze forward and take a few deep breaths with your gaze forwards. Draw your belly to your spine, bring your hands on your hips. Take another deep breath and come all the way up. And then bring your feet together, find mountain pose. So sometimes after we've been in a forward bend for a little while, the blood pressure can drop a little bit. So if that ever happens, just take some deep, long inhale breaths. Or if it's really bad, sit down before nature takes over. Okay, I will do a wide leg forward bend. So bend your knees, step or hop to a wide stride. If you have blocks or anything that you can put your hand on, that can be really good if your hamstrings are tight. Well, of course, you could do without if you don't have anything to hand. Push your heels down and look down at your feet and see if you can find that outward rotation of your feet, pushing the outside edge of the feet down and lifting up the inner arch. See if you can see a little bit more under your feet. Engage the quadriceps, lift the front of the pelvis up, belly in, hands on hips. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale, turning in the pelvis, keeping the spine in a back bend. Coming down again as far as you can without rounding your back. Push the heels down, engage the quadriceps again, lengthen forwards a little bit more, and then bring your hands either to the blocks or the floor. If you can't find the floor without rounding your back, then scoot your legs out a little bit more. It will bring the floor closer to you. Okay, and then finding that position, again, belly to spine, turning the tailbone up towards the ceiling, lengthening the front of the body. And then you might just be holding it here if this is already an extreme stretch for you. Really focus on keeping those legs active and just finding that little bit of a turn of the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, if you want to go a bit deeper, you can bring your hands down. It's always lengthening the front of the body. So imagining you're bringing your lowest rib a little bit closer to the floor, perhaps walking the hands back a little bit. And finding whatever is an appropriate stretch for you. You can, if it's available to you, rest the top of the head on the floor. If you are in this position with your head on the floor, draw your shoulders up away from your ears. So you can see this kind of activation here. And then wherever you are, slowly coming back to the gaze forwards, onto the fingertips, and then heel toe your feet in a little bit, hands on hips, a couple of deep breaths here, belly to spine as you come back to standing. You give the legs a little bit of a shake, body weight back, lift the chest, roll the shoulders, down and back, and breathe. Okay, I've just realised my watch is not in the room, so I'm going to get my phone here so I can look at the time. Sorry about that. Okay, and then come to the front edge of your mat if you haven't already, and we'll come down to the floor. So hands on hips or up above the head. Inhale, lift, exhale, come down, bend your knees as much as you need to. Bring the hands to the floor and step your way back to a plank position. So really active here throughout the whole body. So the legs are active, glutes are squeezing super hard, so the tailbone is now pushing down towards the heels. You're trying to tuck your tailbone under, drawing the belly in, pushing the floor away with the hands. Head in line with the spine. And breathing here. And then we'll go over onto a side plank. So bring your right hand to the center, roll over onto your right foot. If this is very tricky, you can bring your front foot forward to balance a little bit more, or you can bring the knee down, the bottom knee down, and in this position just focus on pushing the hips up. Extend your top arm, squeezing, really push the hips up. You should feel the obliques here on the right side working. And then we'll go to the other side. So turn back to your front plank and rolling over onto the left. Again, you can bring the top foot forwards if you need to. You can bring that bottom knee down. But whichever position you're in, really pushing the hips up. Extend your top arm. And then come back to center. And we'll push back to downward dog for a moment. So keep your knees bent, heels up if you need to. Really push the body weight back towards your feet. Walk out the legs a little bit if that feels good. And then bring the knees down wide, big toes together, sit your heels back and relax the forehead to the floor. If that's not available, you can stack your hands and rest your hands on your forehead. And relax completely, breathing into the sides of the back. Okay, and then coming back to a plank position, drop your knees if you need to, and lower all the way down to the floor. Just prop yourself up on your elbows like this so that you can watch what I'm about to do comfortably. So we're gonna look at coming up into chaturanga from the floor again. So if you know this and you want to go straight in, then do, but your regressions start from, actually let's start from the easiest option and let's just all do it together so you can feel the integrity of the posture. So you're going to bring your hands beside your chest, quite low down, so they're not up here but down here, and the elbows squeeze in and back towards your hips. So you bring the elbows in and back down. And then we're first of all going to stay on the knees. So with just the knees and the feet on the floor, squeeze your tailbone down, squeeze your glutes, like you're trying to lift the top part of your pelvis, the top hip points up off of the floor. And you're finding that, what is it, anterior tilt? I don't know, Jessica would know. Squeezing that way, squeezing your glutes so that you're trying to lift the front of the pelvis up and draw the belly button away from the floor. So we're really, really active here, even though we're not ostensibly doing anything yet. And then the whole torso from knees to hips, not knees to hips, knees to shoulders is going to stay completely stable. And then the elbows back and down, you're just going to lift your upper body a couple of inches off of the floor, keeping those elbows squeezing in and back, and then releasing down. In that position as well, I want you to do a little bit of a movement like you're trying to give yourself a double chin, so like you're drawing the back of your head back, bringing your chin closer to your chest, and that's going to get at the deep neck flexors. So if that was already super hard for you, then stay at that level. You can also make it easier by bringing some books or blocks there, and that's going to make it easier for you to push up off of the floor. Otherwise, we'll go into the full chaturanga. So this time you're going to tuck the toes, push the heels back and activate those quadriceps. So the legs should be completely off the floor. Same thing with the pelvis, squeeze the glutes down, draw the belly in, hands either side of the chest, elbows go in and back. Find that little double chin position, so you're not in a back bend. You're staring straight down at the floor, but you're drawing your chin towards your chest and the back of the head back. Take a breath in, push into the floor and lift the whole body up. Really keep the glutes squeezing down, keep the belly in, elbows in, breathing there, and then releasing down. Relax the arms, relax the head, relax the legs, and breathe into the back. Okay, bring your chin forward and we're going to do a couple of back bends before doing that again. Tops of the feet down on the floor, feet hip distance apart. Engage the kneecaps, so lift the quadriceps so the kneecaps pop off the floor. Same thing, active through the glutes, squeezing the tailbone down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, so a little bit higher than we did for chaturanga. And again, think about that making a double chin position. So you're going to, before you lift anything else up, just lift the chin off of the floor, drawing the head back as if you're trying to make a double chin, and then slowly start to roll up, elbows in tight and down, not much or no weight on the hands, really squeezing the glutes, draw your chin back a little bit more. See if you can come up a little bit more, and then slowly release down. Turn your head to the other side, whichever way you didn't just turn it. Release your legs, breathe into the back of the body. Okay, come again to this little baby cobra position so that you can see what I'm doing, because you won't be able to see what I'm doing when we get into it. Stuff out of the way. So you're going to start in that same position with all the rest of the body, but with the hands a little bit wider away. You're then going to do your what is this, double chin pose? I don't know. Anyway, so you're going to lift your head up, but without bending your neck. So coming to this position, we're then going to bring the hands up into a W, really squeezing the glutes, bringing them forwards as far as you can, and then we're going to come back to that W, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. We're going to rest the head down, and we're going to do that for, let's say, 5 reps. And when you bring your arms forward, you're going to feel that you have to be really active in the lower body to stabilize this. Okay, so everyone, forehead on the floor, hands in a W, active through your legs, push the tops of the feet down, squeeze the glutes, draw the belly in, lift the head up off the floor, drawing the chin towards the chest, lift the elbows up, squeeze your shoulder blades together into this W position. Exhale, extend your arms forwards, keeping the lower body active. Inhaling back to center and bringing them down, forehead down, and go again. Head up, arms up, exhaling forwards, coming back to your W, hands down, forehead down. And again, this is number 3, elbows up and back, W, squeeze. Make sure your lower body's still really active. And forehead down. I think that was 4. Was that 4? Let's do one more for luck. Really active through the lower body. See if you can hold it at that top position for a bit. And then coming back and relax down. Turn your head to the first side. Relax your arms, relax your legs. Breathe into the back of the body. Okay, bring the chin forwards, palms facing down towards the floor. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the glutes. Draw the belly in. Take an inhale and lift everything up off of the floor. You can be more 747 orientation if you've got the space, or fighter jet like me if you're spatially constricted. Squeeze the glutes a little bit more, lift the legs up, lift the chest up, draw the chin back. A little smile. You can turn the palms forwards a little bit, draw the arms back again. Really find that activation between the shoulder blades, squeezing the rhomboids together. Lift your legs up one more, chest up one more, and slowly come down. Bring the hands either side of your chest. We'll go one more time through whichever variation of chaturanga you're on. So either keeping the knees down or going into the full version. Legs active, push the tailbone down, squeeze the glutes, belly to spine, elbows in and back, chin in. Take a breath in and push the floor away, find a little bit of a lift. And then push yourself all the way up to a plank position. Drop your knees and rest for a moment in child's pose. You can bring the arms back to the sides of the body this time if that's comfortable. And breathing again into the back. And then draw the belly in and start to roll up through the spine, roll the shoulders down and back. And then come forwards to a tabletop position. Knees hip distance, spread the fingers nice and wide. Really grounding down through the ball of the, not the ball, the base of the first finger. Protract the shoulders, so push the floor away, belly to spine. And we'll do a little bit of a slow cat-cow, so trying to isolate through the spine. So beginning by drawing the belly in and then turning the tailbone down towards the floor, slowly rounding through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, really spreading those shoulder blades and finally allowing the head to come down and then just holding it here, really pushing the floor away. See if there's any more flexion you can find there. And then we're going to go into extension again from the tailbone. So draw the belly in, start to turn the tailbone up towards the ceiling, allowing the extension to come into the mid back, the upper back, shoulder blades coming together, and finally the head to looking forwards. Keep the belly drawing in, push the floor away. And one more time, again, starting from the tailbone, draw the belly in, start to turn the tailbone down towards the floor, rounding through the lumbar spine, through the thoracic, and finally through the cervical spine. And then one more time to extension, starting with the tailbone. And coming back to neutral. Okay, and then just while we're here, we're just going to do some little wrist circles. So keeping the rest of your torso really stable, keeping that belly drawing in, just start to make some little circles over the wrists. Really pushing down into the fingers as you do this, and then go the other way. And then sit back on your heels and just give the wrists a little bit of a counter stretch. Okay, and then how long have we got? Like, not much time. I'm just gonna talk you through crow progressions for those of you who don't know it yet. If you know your crow and you just want to be like, I'm gonna bang out a banging crow, I'm looking at you, Julie Fox, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, and if you're one of the people who is like, nah, I'm not strong enough to do this, what is she talking about? I'm leaving now. Don't do that. Because you don't have to go fully into it. Even just doing the prep and lifting your bum up is gonna start to work your core. Okay, so if you're a super hotshot and you want to go in and do the advanced version, then do that. If not, you're going to turn your hands in ever so slightly so that the fingers are facing towards each other on the floor. So not this, but this. Then when you bend your elbows, the elbows are going to go out to the side a little bit and give you a handy little shelf for your knees. Then, so you're in this low squat position with the hands close to the knee. You want to get your feet as close to your hands as you can. So you're in a very tight position with a rounded back. And then you want to get your knees as close to your shoulders as you can. Then you're going to tip your body weight forwards. Obviously, you probably can't watch me and do this, so just watch me if you don't know what I'm on about. You're going to tip the body weight forward, and everyone can do this bit. You're just going to practice lifting one toe up towards your hips, holding it for 5 seconds, bringing it down, and then lifting the other toe up. When you're there, really drawing your belly button to the spine, gazing at a single point, and maybe that is, if you're not sure about crow as much as you do today. If you know what you're doing and you want to come fully into it, then go ahead, gazing at a single point, drawing those toes up towards your hips, drawing the belly in, using your fingers to balance. And then in between, you might want to just stretch out your wrists. Okay, it is probably time for Shavasana. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's come onto our backs. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Lower yourself down onto the floor. Push your elbows into the floor, draw your shoulder blades down underneath you. Lift the back of your head and just lengthen the back of your neck. Push your feet down, lift your hips, lengthen your lower back, and slowly bring the legs long. Allow the feet to fall out to the side. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and just release into the floor. Feeling the weight of the body pressing down into the floor. Noticing the sensations of the air or your clothing and your skin. And bringing your awareness down into the toes, soles of the feet and the tops of the feet. Relax them. Bringing your awareness into your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs. Bringing the awareness into your pelvis. And up through the back, the lower back, middle back, and up the back. And into the abdomen, navel, and chest. Relaxing the shoulders and arms, the wrists and the hands. And then bringing your awareness into your neck and head. Relaxing the lips, the tongue, the nose and the cheeks. Relaxing the eyes, the eyelids, the eyebrows and the forehead. And just feel your body in space, cloud of sensation. Gentle movement of the breath. As you inhale and exhale. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer, then please do so. But otherwise, you can start to take a couple of deeper, fuller breaths. Feel the air coming in through your nostrils. Feel the abdomen and the chest doming out as you fill your lungs with air. And then slowly start to bring some movement into your toes, fingers. Notice what that feels like. And then when you're ready to move, you can draw up one leg and the other leg and make your way back to a seated position. Sit up straight one last time. Rest your hands on your legs or bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Bow your chin towards your chest. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Close the practice in any way that feels appropriate to you. And then raise your head and open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much.